that the governor is getting ready there now at the State Operations Center here in Austin. Let's take a listen as that speech is about to get underway.
My fellow Texans, good evening from the State Emergency Operations Center. Tragic does not even begin to describe the devastation and the suffering that you have endured over the past week. Too many of you were shivering in your own homes. No power, no heat, no water. I want to thank the countless Texans who stepped up to help those in need. As is often the case, the worst of events brings out the best in Texans. For those of you still hurting, I want you to know the state is using every possible resource to fix this problem. Many of you are angry, and you have a right to be. I'm angry too. At a time when essential services were needed the most, the system broke. You deserve answers. You will get those answers. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas, known as ERCOT, manages the flow of power in Texas. Before the storm hit, ERCOT repeatedly assured the state and the public that ERCOT was prepared. Those assurances turned out to be false. We now know that power generators of all sources were not prepared for this severe winter weather. We have also learned that ERCOT operators should have acted quicker to stabilize the grid and to prevent power generators from being knocked offline. Our task now is to take the lessons learned from the past week, as well as the anger that we all feel, and channel them into immediate action. I made responding to this storm an emergency item this legislative session. I am already working on solutions with the Lieutenant Governor, the Speaker of the House, and the state legislature. First is protecting you. It is outrageous for residents to be saddled with skyrocketing power bills. The state is already investigating multiple electric providers about these spikes. Also, we have ordered that Texans will not have their power shut off because of unpaid bills until the legislature has time to act on this. Second, ERCOT must be overhauled. 5 ERCOT board members have already resigned, including the chair and the vice chair. But more must be done. Tomorrow, the state legislature begins comprehensive investigations of ERCOT. And I am already working with the legislature on reforms to add more power to the grid and to ensure that we never run out of power again. Also, the Office of Attorney General has launched a formal investigation into ERCOT. Third, the fact is, power generation from all sources buckled under the harsh, freezing winter weather. That includes natural gas, coal, nuclear, as well as wind and solar. Each of these power sources failed to fully produce because of inadequate safeguards. That is why I have made it a legislative priority to mandate and to fund the winterization and stabilization of the Texas power infrastructure. This will protect our power grid from future winter weather events. No words can fix what happened or ease the pain that you have endured. But I assure you of this legislative session will not end until we fix these problems. And we will ensure that the tragic events of the past week are never repeated. Your safety is my top concern. And I pray that God continues to bless you all.
Governor Greg Abbott of Texas concludes his remarks there, his speech to the state about what happened last week when these winter storms kept hitting Texas, bringing millions of power outages and affecting infrastructure that resulted in millions more suffering and unable to drink their own water from their taps. I will point out that he did say that his three biggest priorities right now are, number one is to protect the people out there. He said it is outrageous for people to have to pay skyrocketing electric bills after what happened last week. He also said that ERCOT, the Energy Reliability Council of Texas, which manages and oversees the electric grid here in Texas, it must be overhauled. That's what he said. Today, 5 board members from the board of directors resigned during an emergency meeting, and he said more must be done. Tomorrow again, the Texas House and Senate are holding their respective hearings about ERCOT and the response that ensued that left people in the dark for days on end. He also says, the governor says, that he's working with the legislature on reforms, and pointed out that the Texas Attorney General has begun an investigation into ERCOT's handling of the situation. His third point that he made was that power generation from all sources buckled under the freezing, harsh winter conditions last week. He said that it needs to be required that they are able to withstand these very severe conditions with the winter, what is called winterization. And he says the state must fund those. So he again called for mandating that and funding it. And he said that the Texas state legislature will work on that for sure. He also concluded saying, your safety is my top concern, and that he will continue to work on those solutions. We, of course, will continue to follow these things, all these developments that are to come, what will happen with the investigations. You can also turn to us as we track what happens tomorrow during those 2 legislative hearings. Once again, I'm Will Dupree here in the KXAN Live studio. Thank you all for watching. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy out there, and take care.